and the Tea Party. This is just not does not. My concern is this does not advance the football. I thought we had put this in back of us. We had put this in back of us 9 months ago. You had done such a tremendous job and really took so many of the hits. We were going on to a new election cycle, and this was kind of put off. Put in back of us. Everybody had moved on, and you had proven that the Tea Party was not racist. This is going to bring up a whole new kettle of fish, and it's just.
Well, I went to him and I went to him and I said these people, have charged the Tea Party with racism, and that the N-word was hurled at Congressmen Carson and Lewis, and I found 4 Zapruder videos from 4 different angles that shows that the incident didn't happen against them the way that they said, and he wouldn't put that up as well. So he wanted the Tea Party to be guilty as charged. I don't know what to say because it makes me look like a bad guy. I mean, I know there's Reagan's 11th commandment. How many times can you have a baseball bat taken to your rib cage by a gang that have GB on their jerseys? Before you stand up for yourself.
Can people go to Breitbart and see the Judge Napolitano piece? Because you're saying in studio, Judge Napolitano did not take this as a joke. He did not take this as a euphemism. He took this as deadly serious, correct? When Beck went through this analysis of and we're talking about Glenn Buck's analysis of Newt Gingrich and President Obama. People can go to your website and see that video. Has that been pulled down yet on Breitbart
it's at biggovernment.com and it's at Breitbart TV. You can see it for what it is. But it's a continuum. This isn't a singular act. If this were a singular act, I would have said maybe he was being rhetorical. It doesn't seem that he is. But this guy has always been about himself. While you're sitting there watching him talk about the food storage stuff, he doesn't tell you this is ties to the Mormon Church. He doesn't talk to you. He doesn't tell you about his investors. He doesn't tell you about that they're paying for him to create a crisis. He always talks about Cloward Piven and how Rahm Emanuel said, don't let a good crisis go to waste, but creating a hysteria that there's going to be food storages because of chaos, that's coming. He's, profiting from this as well. There's a financial stake in him with food storage companies that are advertising on his site. This guy is a huckster. He's always been a huckster. It's only a few years ago that he was a shock jock, that he was a morning zoo guy, and he's been taking people's content for years and not crediting it. He tripped into the vast right-wing conspiracy, and that's where he had his greatest successes. Said, okay, I'm a radio show host. Now I'm a popular television show host. I'm going to become a book author. I'm going to become everything. Now I'm going to become a web impresario. How do you do that? How do you create the New York Times from scratch? How do you, in his mind, it was take Breitbart stuff and don't credit it, and simultaneously try to destroy him and his reputation by throwing him under the bus on charade, and then a month later create a replica website using people that he's hired away from Breitbart's site, and not let Andrew Breitbart defend himself when you're throwing him under the bus. This is what it is. I'm sorry to be, raising these things, but it's just the flat-out reality as people are pushing, giving their hard-earned cash to him, to GBT, every month. Now that he's asking for money from people in a trying time where people should be collecting their nuts and their dried fruits and their store things, if things are that bad, I'm telling you there are better places to put your money than GBTV.
My guest has been Andrew Breitbart. This is the beginning of, I think, a big one. Big weekend for you. One on Go Proud, the other on Glenn Beck. Go to Breitbart.com. Go to Breitbart TV. Go to any of the big government or big journalism. This story is only, I think, going to get bigger. Andrew, thank you very much for sharing. And I realize that this comes from your heart. You're a guy that many people in the conservative movement admire, and you've stood up, whether it's for the Tea Party against the racism charges or for the Go Proud guys when they got the boot from CPAC. You're a guy that has people's back, so I think that's why people put a ton of credibility in what you have to say, and when you're clearly worked up on something, people pay attention.